right, so what I'm going to be doing is finishing part 2. And in part 2, hopefully you can see. Let me move this around a little bit. I heard there were problems with this new program, and now I understand why. Okay. So, on this, this piece, I want to do a big shout out to Mary Ann Eichelberger Kaufman, who is the one who let me borrow her picture, and I am so grateful for you. Thank you, Mary Ann. Good job. So now what I'm going to do is I've laid the foundation. I put a light blue rustic color over this board. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 panels. Very easy to create. I bought it for $5, very, very cheaply. And so I used my projector earlier. I projected the outline of the shed, and then I did the underpainting. And now I'm putting oils on top of the underpainting, and I'm so excited. Let me get situated right here. I had a little glass of wine, but that doesn't mean I have to show it all, right? So here we go. The colors that I've used, I normally use red, yellow, and blue, and I did add a little bit of raw umber, and also I think I used a little tiny bit of lemon yellow, and the other colors are the same, titanium white, and I did use this, let's see, raw sienna. Okay, so those are my colors, and now I'm going to get started. It is so easy from here to do what I need to do. I always go from the very beginning. I go to the lightest color, the white. And let me turn this around again. Come on, you can do it, camera. Okay, that's better. So I'm just going right on top of the foundation that I've already laid. And I know there's a white, the lightest color to this sheltering in the shed. Going over it with my white. And then coming down here to this part, and that part is part of the shed here in the picture. It shows, hello. It shows this panel right here. And then down here it gets a little bit lighter, and there's some more highlights coming up here. I tried to bring some highlights in right in here. Okay, so I've got my my highlights in. That's where I usually start. And then I go into my basic medium colors, and I'm going to grab a larger brush for that. And I see you see a lot of me, and hopefully you're seeing what you want to see, which is a lot of picture. Okay, I'm going to try again to rearrange this. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. All right, I think it moves every time I move, so I'm going to try not to move. I'm going to freeze. All right, now I'm going to my medium colors because there's lots of mediums in here. So I'm tapping into a little bit of yellow, and I'm just covering up the same colors that I've already laid down with oils. That's the only difference, is these are oils. And what's down now, prior to that, were acrylics. I'm hoping that you're able to check into my website, marytoart.com. I would love to have you visit and look at some of the artwork that I've created over the years. And there's lots and lots of good stuff in there. Everything that I paint on the show is for sale. So if you have an interest, and I'm going to back up a little bit. I have to be very careful in the studio because it's extremely tight. All right, now I'm going to go over here and do this part. Oops, that is way too light. I touched on some white with it, and I'm not sure on I am sure, I should say. I'm sure of when I put these colors on that they are matching up perfectly. And then again, that same color is down there. So I'm going to add some more of that yellow in there because that is nice and medium color. And this is, of course, the top of the shed. And then the lines to the shed, I'll do that when the paint dries. It's much easier to put it on a table and then draw the lines on using my ruler. And that's a good way for you too to use that same method. And I use what's called a mahl stick, and a mahl stick helps me to stay balanced. And this is a picture of my mahl stick. I don't want to grab it because I'm afraid I'm going to lose the shot, which looks like I might have already. Okay, what's that say? Low battery, close. All right. Oh my gosh. There we go. We're back into the shot that I want, and I'm not sure how much is going to continue on because I have not charged my iPad. I've used it today, and I have not charged it completely. So we might be losing, I might be losing you. And if I do, then I'm going to have this recorded anyway. You can go into my website, check it out, mary2arch.com. Still working on the medium colors. And there's a medium, I've already indicated, there's a medium color like right in here. So I'm going to put that color in. And there's another medium color right in here. Tap, tap, tap. I like tapping in colors. I think it's a good way to get colors in. And this kind of board that I'm painting on, it has a lot of texture, so it just really sucks up the paint. So I'm going to move as fast as I can because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you. Put that color in here again, tapping it in, and then going over here and coming down here, and then going in here. This is tapped in as well, and there's a little bit of that color down here going across. That's one of those boards going across at the bottom. And now I'm going into like a green, using the same brush because I can and because I like to use the same brush. One of my least favorite things is cleaning brushes, but I do clean a lot of brushes. Now this is kind of like, it's a wall almost that goes down and then it comes up, curves around here, right about here, comes in, and then curves down that direction. So I might have to wait until this dries some. It seems like it's not taking that color. Is it doing anything?
It is only on YouTube, not Facebook.
Okay, that's all right.
And I don't understand why. Can't you get it done?
I have a technician in here, my husband, he's trying to help me.
Picture?
Well, it's supposed to stay. We're going to just work on this.
How do you get that to lock?
I don't know how to lock it. See, this is right here. Camera assist, autopilot.
You don't want autopilot.
Well, I tried taking it off before.
Okay. Go ahead and get back in the shot.
Okay, we'll try that. Maybe that's better. And then hopefully you will not disconnect.
It keeps
I mean,
going
I
down.
am a teacher and I'm usually well prepared, but this program is having some problems with it, and I might be trying another new program, but that's okay. We're going to work with this right now. Some of that green is down here at the bottom, and then over here to the side, that's not quite that green. Down here, and in here. I'm going to do another brush because I can. And go with this lighter color in here. And I'll be drawing the floorboards and all the boards in. That'll be off camera, so just check into my site and you'll see the full picture. Just a reminder too that coming up, I've already have like the next 4 projects set out. At least 2 of them are on my website. You can check in there. You can download the picture for free for a very short time. And hopefully you'll be able to paint the same picture. And maybe you can buy one of these or create one of these little frames here that are so easy it looks like to make. Okay, let me go down to this bottom here because that's the same color. Now, I don't always stick with the picture because I think that this is your very own creation, and it really, you don't have to follow the picture exactly. I never, hardly ever do put everything in, especially because I think that's that it just takes away from it. Some of the things you get too busy, and then I don't like it when things are so busy. It takes away from the actual one object in here, which is the shed. And Marianne, I believe, is from Germany or Sweden. I'm not sure. And it looks to me almost like she's in the Alps, if she is in Switzerland. All right, then I'll go to this medium brown color. That comes in right here at the top. And then it comes over this direction. And then it gets really dark. This medium brown gets, it's like surrounding some of the dark colors. It comes over here. Nope, that's not the right color. How could I tell? It just didn't blend in well enough with my underpainting. And my underpainting I follow exactly. I just, it's my guideline. Okay, let me go over to this color here. Again, put some of that in and put some of that down here. That has a little bit of green in it, so I'm going to tap some green in there. And then I've got some green coming in there, and then coming down that direction, and over here, and then some more coming in. I'm going to fill it in over here just to continue that color. This is a dark shadow coming off the shed. And now I'm going to go with my darker colors before my iPad goes out completely, which it really doesn't matter.
It's going to stay at that far shadow there.
What's that?
It's just staying at that far shadow there.
Okay, that's all right. We'll figure it out. Next time we'll be better prepared. Every week I get better and better. Age has something to do with it. Not learning as fast. Okay, and there's some slats up here, and then this comes down, and it comes into like this, and then it comes down in here. It's a really dark shadow. I want to make sure I get that in, and then bring it down here. And this is really, really dark, so I'll fill that in. I'm going to try to move over and give you some room so you can at least see what I'm doing. And then I've got the shed outlined at the top. And I have saved some of my background color to fill in any mistakes anytime I go out, and I want to make sure that that I get those mistakes covered up. And then down here at the bottom, there's a lot of light coming in here because the sun is coming in. And then there's a platform that's fairly light. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go along the bottom, and this is a little trick you can do. Just take your brush, hold on to it, and go along the edge of the easel, and that just draws a straight line, fairly straight. And then I'm going to go in here, do the same thing, because that's fairly dark. And the doorway, again, I'm going to go in and outline it one more time. And there's some dark, really dark spots. It looks like it's been, the paint has been worn really thin. So I want to get that in to give the feeling of rustic old shed. And then same thing here. Go with my dark brown. Get some of that in. There's a wall here. And this, I'm going to do it this direction to give a feel of slats. Leaving some openings in between. want to go along this ledge, and that's where the shadow would be. I'm going to come on this side here and do the same thing. Bring that rustic edge down. This is where the shadow I indicated earlier is really, really dark. It was a really bright sunshiny day when Marianne took this picture. And then I go along the edges. That's called gallery style. Hey, I hope you're still with me. I haven't lost you, because I'm going to find you. Okay, then I'm going to go along here to bring some of that ledge out again. Same thing here. Dark spots. That dark really just made this picture pop. And then some of these lines, you know, you don't want to, when you're painting, you just can't do everything, you know, every single detail, because it'll just frustrate you. So I say go with what you want to go with, you know. If you're not comfortable, I don't like putting lines in with a liner unless I have it flat on a table and I'm able to really get a good, use my maul stick and have some good balance to get some more straight lines. But it doesn't even matter in this picture. It doesn't matter, because you know what? This is my picture and I put in what I want. And I hope that you do the same thing with your picture. Okay, this here has got a dark line that comes down. So I'm going to put that line in as well. And that goes like down here to the bottom. And I am going to put one line in there, and I need a really, really sharp brush. And to get a brush nice and sharp, you just take it and go along the edges. And I don't want a really dark color, so I'm using a dark brown with the caramel color. And you flatten it really flat and get that edge in there as best as you can. And I'm going to set this down, and I am going to use my maul stick because I do want a straight line. This maul stick was easy to make. It's a handy dandy tool, just a stick, cane with a sock stuffed with, I think I put socks in there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to rest it along the bottom here, put my hand here, and then go along this edge. Where the roof has some different areas. They told me there was a problem with this program I'm using. I read about it, so hopefully I'll be able to get a new program so I won't have all the interruptions, because I am well prepared with everything, but I'm not prepared for the tech problems. Oops. Oh well, that can be part of it too. I just added a little bit too much, and maybe add a few slats in here, because I'm not putting all those lines in because I don't want to, so I'm just going to draw some lines in just very gently. The feel of a line. I need a little more paint. And it almost needs to be thinned out some, so I do have some turpentine here. That's why I keep a fan on. If you hear a fan, it's because I use turpentine to thin out my paints. I do hope I turned on my microphone. I'm going to double check 1 second, because if you can't hear me, then you will not watch me. Okay, microphone, where did you go? Ah, that's a good way to hold it. Who would know that all of the problem could happen? And I didn't have it on. Sorry about that. Maybe you can hear me better now. Do I sound better? Do I look better? I hope so. Okay. All right. I was doing lines, and then I was doing these lines up here. I'm just rest my arm. Going into what I've already laid out, and then of course things get, these are actually starting to go this direction. So I'm going to have to take my brush and cover that up because I have them going the wrong way. Nothing like the wrong way. The slats are going straight at the top, and then they start to curve as they go away. So I'm going to start curving them just ever so slightly, bringing them closer together because they will get closer together, and then just giving a hint of these different boards that are in there. Okay, and I can do the same thing to the other side. Is it still having problems? Evil Meevil. Oh, I shouldn't say that. At least I have a program to teach from. Then I'm going to do that same thing here. Close together. Okay, that goes, they start to turn just slightly. Here. Getting them closer together here. Starting to turn a little bit more, just like on the other side. And then there's a wall that comes out, and that's this part here. It's lighter, and it comes in right about there. And I tried to get that in earlier. I'll work on that a little bit later. It's not finished by any means. Putting in some more, going over some more of these. And on the underpainting, you do not have to cover everything in the underpainting. You can allow some of it to show through. Now my favorite color is coming up. That's the last color I'm going to use. Some of these different areas have different colors in it, and I'm going to get those in. I do a lot of work off camera because it's a lot easier to see where I'm going. And actually, this has been my guideline with the underpainting, and it has some German words up here, and it has 1973. I assume that's when it was created, and then they just kind of bleed through. So I'm going to really put a lot. I'm going to put a lot. In fact, I'm just going to stick my brush into the turpentine, and that's okay, and just put that color in there ever so gently. It goes all the way to the side. And it's just showing wear is what it's showing. The wear of this beautiful little cabin. Going and how the boards would go. Putting some over that brown because that comes down this direction. I'm going to set this down for a second because it got all over my hand and I don't want it on my hand. And then it comes over here. This color here, this chocolate color, I'm going to put some of that red, just barely put that on there. Shows some wear and tear of those boards. And down here, that color actually stays. It comes in down here too and goes over to the side some and comes over here. Then there's a really nice area down here. There's like two little boxes, And I have to do detail with that, and I can't do that on camera. I have to do that off camera. So there's a line that goes here that continues this little wall is just a small little wall. And there's another small little wall over here. So it stops there, and then the wall curves in right where that roof comes in, right about there. And then it comes down, and then it blends in with this color that I already have on there. Now on the slats, I did go inside the slats with this shed, because when you, I'm going to pull it off the easel and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, if you can see, let me move it over here in front of the actual camera. If you can see this on the inside, if I turn it sideways, you can see very small amounts of paint that I put on the inside. You really want that, because that's going to bring the eyes inside. And the eyes, you want them to move all around, everywhere. You want them to go around the sides. So I always do gallery style pictures. You want them to go around the bottom. So do that with your painting, and make it just, you know, make it your own style. Don't be anybody else's style. I'm going to send a copy of this to my friend Marianne, because she was so grateful to allow me to use her picture. Thank you, Marianne. Okay, now what I have for us to do is I have a few things I want to talk about, and one of them is a frame, because my husband Gary makes all these marvelous frames. And hello, where did you go, frame? Here you are. Sorry, I had to go outside the frame. But he makes these handmade frames, and they are, you know, very unique. He bevels them, he staples and glues them together, and measures them. He made like 40 of these all at one time. He was working his Batuski off. So when you buy my paintings, most of them have handcrafted frames, and the canvas, some of the canvas is linen, and some of it is duck material. So those are one important things in creating frames. You want to be very, very unique in your artwork. You want to be able to sell it, right? And that's why I have my website called marytoart.com. I'm going to put that up on the screen right now. Okay, come on, please, Married Art. Here we go. Didn't happen. All right, well, let me try it again. Okay, well, that didn't work either. So we're going to work out the bugs to this program, and I promise you, you know, I wish I had more professionalism as far as, you know, being able to produce this show and have it without any problems. But, you know, that's what makes this very unique. marytoart.com. I've been doing this for months now. I live stream to YouTube, Twitch, all over the place. I'm trying to find other places to live stream to, because I really want to bring you my art and be able to show you how it's created step by step and guide by guide. So visit my website, marytoart.com, and it's not showing up. I tried earlier.
It was showing up. It was covering the whole screen.
Oh, okay. My husband says it's showing up. You can do a free digital download of the shed, and also the next 3 to 4 projects will be on my website. You can download those, the first 50 people who go there. So be one of those first 50 people. You can do it and paint along with me. If you don't have a projector, that's okay. Put your picture up against the window, outline it, trace it, do it the old style. You know, just like we're making frames and we're doing things that baking donuts that we normally wouldn't do, you know, during this pandemic. You can do all kinds of different things. You have that talent. Remember to be very, very considerate of your neighbors during this time. Ask them if you can help them. Be with them, you know, and take them food and share some of your stories with them. Social distancing, of course. A few tips that I want to give you is to remind you that Satan, the devil, he wants you to not be successful. I know that because he works on me really, really hard many, many times. And don't believe those lies, because you can be a really, really good artist, but it doesn't happen overnight, folks. It takes time, lots and lots and lots of time. So stick with it. You know, paint and do 50 paintings in a year instead of 10, because the more you paint, the better you become. Find the patterns in your artwork. Find out where the triangles are, circles, cylinders, things that are familiar to the eye. You want that. You want to be able to find that easily within your art. And when you're cleaning your brushes, make sure you get all the paint off the brushes before you clean them. Yes, I said before. You don't want all that paint going down your drain and stopping up your drains. Good cleaning tips. I use Fellows Naphtha, which is an excellent soap. I'm an English teacher, so I should use proper English. It's an excellent soap to clean your brushes with. I usually clean my brushes at least 3 times. And let me think of something else. I think that's about all I can think of. All I need you to do right now is to salute. Have a glass of wine with me. Grab your brushes while I cue up our Mexican music. 1000% Mexican here. Oh yeah. Ole, 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 ole. All right, you'd rather hear the music than me, I know. Trust God as you're doing your artwork, because he gives you all those skills. He gives you those talents. He gives you everything, and give him thanks and praise, because at the end, all my paintings are signed SDG. To God be the glory. He's the greatest God ever. And I praise him and I thank him. And I thank you for sharing your time with me. If you have any questions, go into my website, marriedart.com. Leave me a comment and sign up for my YouTube channel if you choose to. There's over 40 plus videos on there. So let me grab my brushes. Bye-bye and God bless. Will somebody get the lights? Oh, I forgot. I'm the only one in the studio. You can't see me, but I can see you. Ah! Why did you do that? Technology, it sucks.